And for those of you that don't know, Mike Barnett is one of the hottest fiddle players anywhere.
Oh dear.
We want to ask Mike some questions about whatever stuff.
Just some stuff. Oh dear.
So first of all, Mike, since I'm doing this whole series about Boston, so tell me what is it about Boston and fiddle players and fiddle music? What I mean, what would you say about it?
I would say that Boston is definitely the place to be right now for the fiddle scene and the folk and new acoustic scene. Just like everything is just flourishing right now for the whole acoustic scene. It's pretty great. It's just like endless music all the time. Such great players around. It's pretty amazing.
Who are some of the players on the scene?
Oh, there's so many. I don't want to leave anyone out, but I could start with my housemates. Margaret Glaspie. It's right here in the kitchen. And then there's Tristan and Tashina Claridge, Simon Chrisman, great hammer dulcimer player, and let's see, there's Dominic Leslie and Eric Robertson, two fantastic mandolin players, and Eric's great songwriter, and he's got a group called the Boston Boys with Sam Grisman on bass, and Stash Weislouch on the guitar.
I know Stash because he's also in Fiddle Fox, Andy Reiner's group, right, with the beatboxer. Tell me the name of the beatboxer.
Steve Fox.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's unbelievable. They came to my Creative Strings workshop last summer. Who else is on the scene?
Let's see. Man, so many people. There's so many. There's just handfuls of great old time fiddle players around. I honestly just I don't have all the names in my head, but they're all amazing.
What about Nate Leith?
Nate Leith. He's fortunately he just left for Nashville, but he was around here for a while. It kind of started that whole thing, the whole old time scene.
They got banjo players here too?
Yep, Ben Krakauer lives close to here. Wes Corbett lives right down the street from me in a house with Charlie Rose, who plays just about everything I can think of.
Who's the other young mandolin player that studied with me at Berklee last semester or 2 semesters? Do you remember? Great mandolin player.
Not Eric Robertson or Dominic?
Neither. There's another one that I'm thinking of.
Jake Jolliffe.
Jacob Jolliffe, that's right.
Yeah, how could I leave Jake out? He's like unbelievable.
And then what about some of your classmates at Berklee? Can you name any that are into the fiddle stuff or the jazz stuff too, or like fiddle players? Or
there's so many people that I see in the string department all the time that are all great players that I don't get to hear individually necessarily all the time. But Duncan Wickel,
right,
incredible fiddle player. I love his playing.
Yeah, Duncan studied with me for the last couple of years. He comes out of like Scottish and of course now he's a burning modern jazz player as well. Really adventurous.
Yeah, he just does it all. It's really inspiring. Also, Jacob, really great player.
Jakob Trasek.
That's right.
Right. From the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
And he was just down at IBMA, and I think he placed, what did he tell me? Maybe 16th this year at IBMA.
Oh, at the fiddle contest?
Yeah. He went down.
That's all. I didn't even know about that.
And he had showed me last week actually a version he was doing of Sally Good in B flat. So that's awesome. Just isn't that just kind of like indicative of like the kind of innovation that's going on with fiddle players?
It's so awesome. It cracks me up, honestly. I mean, Sally Good in B flat. I mean, that's pretty hip.
No.
Jeez.
I remember we were at a party. We were at a party the other day at Eric Robertson's house, and there were some drummers that came in from Berklee, and they were just standing with their mouths agape because we were having this this jam session with all these fiddle players, and they had no idea that scene existed. And fiddle players playing changes and comping for each other and doing all this kind of fun stuff.
Totally. I think that's like one of the biggest things that's happened. Maybe not necessarily like in this past year, but just like definitely in the past like 5 years, there's been a huge movement of like being able to back each other up, especially fiddle players, like getting to play as a duo. I mean, the chop that Daryl Anger and Casey Dreesen helped develop, and Richard Green, has become a huge thing. You know, everybody's kind of starting to get into it, and it's great because, you know, you can just play with one other person and, you know, plays your instrument. It's pretty cool.
What do you think about the division or the integration of like jazz styles on one hand and like folk styles on the other hand? Do you think that more fiddle players in your younger generation are like doing both, or are they kind of split, or what do you think about that?
I'd say that for, I mean, all the people that I can think of, especially in the scene in Boston right now, there are so many, everybody's just completely open-minded that I know, that I hang out with a lot, that everybody's just into everything, which is so cool. Like, it helps to have such inspirations too, like, you know, like Alex. I mean, I have to say, you know, I'm going to take this opportunity to say that Alex has definitely been one of my biggest influences ever. Like, you know, him and, I mean, many others, but, you know, he's just doing some incredible things, and a really great friend. And
Alex Hargraves. And you mean specifically in the sense that he's blending all these different styles that you love, like bluegrass,
exactly. Yeah.
modern jazz, Texas contest style, old time.
Yeah, what he's doing is basically just like any style of music, especially like in this scene of fiddle players and new acoustic, you know, scene, is he just plays whenever there's an old time jam going on. He just plays like really straight ahead old time, like right fitting in like with everybody else. You know, it's not like he knows all this other stuff, you know, and like he's like bringing it to the old time jam. He just like plays every style of music, you know, on the fiddle, you know, just really tastefully, and he's just always taking it to another level, especially with the jazz. He's just, you know, he's just unbelievable.
So it sounds like you're saying what you admire about him is he's true to these different styles, and he has such a breadth that he can go in and out of these different styles and play each one of them on their own terms.